Yeah, the
Hello.
fixed solution.
Hi, ma'am. I'm calling from Delta. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Reason for the call is I was actually passed your information here at corporate by my social media team. I understand you reached out to them about a complaint.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Thank you for calling. I had actually planned on calling you tomorrow as my day got busy, but I can speak now.
Okay, well, tell me what happened first of all.
Well, there, I do have a video of it, but I'll just go through it for you. I'll kind of start at the beginning. We were flying out of ORD Friday evening. We got alerted that our flight was about an hour delayed. And then we realized that would make us miss our second connection. It was we would get to the airport and then have about 10 minutes to go from a different terminal to another terminal in Atlanta. So there was no way we were going to make it. We called on the phone on our way to the airport to make sure we could do everything we could ahead of time to get on another flight or see if they could push that second flight for us since it wasn't our fault. The first one got delayed. And I can't explain it any more than she was just laissez-faire. She was very, not helpful. It was like, I'm not going to offer any solutions. I'm just going to say, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. And I'm like, oh, and my husband started getting mad and he was like, he's usually more of the even killed person than me. So I kind of kept my mouth shut and he talked to her and she was just not helpful. And so we were like, okay, great. This isn't getting anywhere. So we kind of just let her go and talked to the ticket agent when we got there. I talked to the ticket agent and she was very helpful. She got me on another flight the next morning out of Atlanta to Pensacola. So that evening we would be flying in to Atlanta at about 11:35 p.m. She assured me that the ticket agent there or whoever would have a hotel voucher for us. And we got there at 11:35, landed, and I walked up to the ticket agent while we were walking out of our plane, whatever. And she said, oh, yeah, go over to T8, just like it was no big deal, totally going to be easy. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So me and my husband walk over to T8, and there's no attendance. It's completely closed. And there are two people on the phone that are like, yeah, it's been closed for a while, or at least it's been closed since we got here. I'm like, oh, okay, that sucks. So my husband got on the phone, and I said, well, while you're on the phone, let me go through the airport and see if I can figure out if anyone else is working, and they can tell me like where else to go. There's got to be some place open in this, terminal. So I walk up to a gate, and somebody sees me, and they kind of duck out, and they close the door, and I'm like, ah. And then I and keep walking, and like I've seen employees just close doors and walk into like the back area left and right, and I'm like, what's going on? I can't get hold of anybody. I didn't make any contact until I got to the very, very end of the terminal, and there was one guy working. And because I have dealt with people at airlines specifically that have treated me poorly, to be completely honest, I got my phone out, I held it to my chest, and I had it on record to make sure that every single second of that interaction was recorded. I walked up, I said, hey, excuse me, like you're the only one I could find that was working. And he was like, hey, just a minute, hold on. And he looked like he was very intently working. And so I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I stood there quietly and I waited for a good minute or so. And you know how long that can feel like, but I just waited. And then he turned his back on me, grabbed the paperwork from behind that he was printing for whatever flight or something, and proceeded not to look me in the eye all during this interaction, and tore the paper while he spoke to the other direction and said, go to T8, go to T8, something like that. I'd have to really look at the video to tell you exactly what he said, but it was very like, go, get out of here, get out of here. And I was like, whoa, hold on. Like, I already went there. It was closed. And he just kept walking and wouldn't turn around and was just like yelling, go to T8, and like literally shut the door while I was talking to go into the backup, like terminal or the plane or whatever. And I was like, I can't believe that just happened. It was unbelievable, like the rudeness. And I mean, that's pretty much the situation.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry, I've just been taking notes of everything here, and I guess, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm so sorry you've had this experience, and obviously I can see now why they've put you and your family on the no-fly list, because of this altercation that you've had. So yeah, you're going to be getting a letter about that in the mail anyway. It will all be formalized with you and each of your family members, but I'm just so sorry it had to come to that. And,
So your employees treated me poorly and I got put on a no-fly list?
Yeah, I mean, you just told me yourself you were down there doing the whole Karen routine in the airport. And unfortunately, they do have the discretion to do that these days.
I was doing what routine?
The whole Karen routine, the whole, the snarky, self-centered, meh, 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 meh. I want to talk to the manager. The whole Karen thing. The problem is that if you do that in the airport these days, it's, excuse the pun, but it's not going to fly. And that's what happened is like they obviously don't want to be dealing with you being like that anymore. So yeah, it will extend to your entire family as well. They will all get letters in the mail about this, and it doesn't.
I'm sorry. Did you watch the video?
I haven't watched the video. No, I do know that you did unlawfully take pictures of the crew at work, which is actually an offense as well. But that's something that will be. Well, you did. You posted a picture of one of the cabin crew on social media. So yeah,
you're trying to scare me, and you're not going to be able to do that because if I have to, I'll call a lawyer. This is ridiculous.
And most certainly,
that video has over 127,000 views.
I see that.
Over 1,000 comments.
Exactly, and you didn't get consent, and you didn't get consent from the people in the video to redistribute their image, did you?
I don't need that. I don't need that.
Yes, you do, because
I am a private party. No,
it doesn't matter if you're a private party or not. You still need consent to broadcast a picture of someone's face.
You're telling me that I was being snarky, and you're taking this guy's side for the poor customer service that he provided. You're telling me I was being snarky when you haven't watched the video. Is that correct?
You are. I'm afraid you are the one that was being rude to the gentleman and ignorant and not listening to instructions and generally being a Karen. That's the problem.
I'm sorry. You called me a Karen? Wow. Well, just so you know, all phone calls on my phone are recorded, just like they are on your end. So we both have all of this recorded.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Hold on bear with me a second.
Recording deleted.
That is insane. That is crazy. This guy treated me very, very poorly. I was not mean to him. I waited very patiently.
You're not going to start... Listen, lady, you're not going to start with the whole Karen Tears routine, are you? You're not going to start blubbing on the phone like, oh, no, he was so rude because he wouldn't do what I wanted. Because it's pathetic. You're a grown woman and you need to really just, maybe put your panties back on and think about your behavior.
Okay. All right. Well, you're being recorded. Keep talking.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware of that, ma'am. Now... We can keep.
What's your name?
We can keep going like this, or if you look, if you want my details, you would have to speak to my supervisor about that, and they will provide you with any.
Please give me your supervisor right now. Thank you.
You want to speak to my supervisor? Okay. All right, hold on a minute. All right. Fucking bitch.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold.
It's a great day to spread your wings at Delta. This is Hazel speaking. How may I help you?
Hi. Yeah. I just got off the phone. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
I just got off the phone with your employee that just called me a bitch.
I'm sorry. Say that again?
Your employee just hung up the phone, and as he was hanging up, was transferring me, he called me a bitch.
Our employee here.
Just now, the guy I was just talking to hit a button and said bitch, And then he hit another button and it transferred
Whoa.
to the whole. I'm sure it's
Well,
on your recorded call.
Yeah, I'm on a recorded call.
No. I said I'm sure you record your calls, so I'm sure
Calls
it's
are
on
recorded. Our calls are recorded for
Recording
training and
deleted.
quality. Oh, maybe not that call. I'll get the recording back. That was I was trying to pull up the recording. I'll take care of that later. What was the initial reason for your call, sir?
Well, it's ma'am. My husband and I are both on this phone call, and your employee
okay,
just
ma'am.
called me and berated me, told me I was being a Karen and I was being snarky and said a bunch of really rude stuff.
Your
And he's
husband
supposed to be
said that to
calling
you?
this.
What? I didn't. Your husband said that to you? I didn't hear what you said.
Well, somebody
I'm
keeps
sorry.
cutting into the what's happening, but what I said was your employee just called me for a customer service issue that I had with one of your employees at a airport, and then he proceeded to berate me on the phone, telling me I was snarky and being a Karen, and I'm not going to go and he literally did that on the phone with me just now.
What was the issue?
And he called me.
What was the issue?
The issue
That
right
you were-
now is everything I just told you.
I understand that, but I'd like to start from first principles and find out what the original issue was and then work forward.
I understand. Your employee called me, so I'm not sure if there's some kind of something that you can review, but he
I'll get it
gave
back.
me a call. Okay,
What
thank
was the
you.
reason for you to contact us initially, sir?
Ma'am, still just a woman.
What was the reason for you to contact us initially? Like, what was your initial complaint? Like,
My initial complaint was one of your employees at Atlanta was very rude to me and provided absolutely no customer service. I could go into the details, and I do have a video of the interaction, but we're so much further past at this point.
and what is
At this point, your employee was calling me to tell me that I was on the no-fly list because they didn't like the way I treated their employee. When the bottom line was I was the customer that was getting treated poorly to begin with.
I'm very sorry to hear that, ma'am, and I'm going to have to work through this with you because the notes that are coming up do in fact show me that you will not be flying with Delta until we can resolve this. But let's resolve this.
Yes.
Did you end up getting on this particular flight that the employee was rude to you about?
No, it wasn't a flight that the employee was rude to me on. It was actually after I got off of a flight and I was trying to get to someone that could give me the hotel voucher that I was promised before I left Atlanta. When I couldn't find anyone in the airport and people were closing doors, going into the back areas or signing off or whatever, and I finally did find one, I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, you're the only one I could find on duty." And he said, "Hold on a second," or something like that. And I said, "Okay." And I stood there and I waited patiently for a while. And then when he was ready to talk to me, he turned his back to me and grabbed some papers, and he hadn't made any eye contact with me or anything. At this point, he just turned around and talked to the other direction and said, "Go to T8, go to T8, go to T8. And I was like, "Well, wait, hold on. I already went to T8. And then he just walked off. And I was like, "Wait, I already went there. Hold on." And I'm like, "What are you doing? You're walking away, seriously?" And he just kept walking and yelling the same thing and shut the door behind him and just ran off.
Was this a Delta employee?
Yes, a Delta employee at the gate.
Okay. And which airport was this?
Atlanta.
Okay, you did say that. I'm sorry, ma'am. Are we able to identify the employee with the footage that you have?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm just going to have to ask you a few questions to clear this up before I investigate this further. Did you use any offensive language or anything like that with the employee?
I did not. No, ma'am. I can actually pull it up. I'm sorry, just a second. Just trying to.
That's okay because we're not really supposed to look at third-party client footage. It's actually.
Oh no. Oh, you're not?
No, we're not. It goes against the privacy standards of our employees at the airport for various reasons. Like there's many reasons why. But if you play it on the phone, I'd be happy to listen to it.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Sorry about that. Let me just
Okay,
find
that
it
would
for
be
you.
great.
Thank you. Sorry, I've got a 3-year-old, so there's a lot of videos on my phone. Okay. Nope, that's not it. I'm not sure if it'll play out loud. Let me see if I can.
Oh, if you want to try, I can tell you.
It's playing.
Do you have a cat?
Can you hear it?
I can't, sir. I'm sorry. I don't hear anything. I hear a cat in the background.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure that would work. Let me drop this to my computer and then play it from my computer so I can play it loudly. I don't have a cat. I'm just a whiny bitch.
Okay.
Who was that?
Wasn't that
Who's on
you?
this call?
Just
Who
you
is
and
on this
I.
call right now?
You and I. My name is Hazel. And you. And I think your husband, no? Or your partner.
No, there's no one else on this phone call. Somebody just cut into the phone and
I
said
heard
that.
a man before, and then I just hear you.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding me that you just didn't hear them say that. Is this a prank call? Holy shit. Wow, y'all are good. Y'all are
What?
fucking good.
What are you talking about?
I don't have a cat. I'm just a whiny bitch. Wow. Oh my God. All right. Cool.
Are you on medication or not?
Yeah.